Welcome back to Cousin John Car Stuff. Now, as the title of the channel suggests, I cover a range of different car topics. Today will be EV. For me, no EV for me yet. But I also cover car buying. Sometimes I find a cool classic car that I do a walk around video on. Sometimes I stumble on a repair for a car. I'm not skilled where I can tear one apart, put one back together, but something simple such as replace a 17 Sonata license plate bulb in 3 minutes type of stuff. So anyway, EV for me, no. At least not yet. Here's the factors why. First is the range. Now, a few times a year, go on a trip from my address to another address, which is right at, to get to the hotel, 240 miles. Now, in my gas vehicle, I can make that trip without having to stop, and it's 3 hours 45 minutes, give or take, depending on traffic. Speed limit does go up to 70, 75, somewhere in there. And with an electric, I'd have to stop and put some juice in it. Also, when I get to the hotel, I'm somewhere between half and 3/4 of a tank of energy remaining in my vehicle. With an electric, I might be on, so to speak, fumes. And even going down the road I go to the hotel, which has all kinds of businesses, problem is, I've not seen any charging stations along that road. So for me on that trip, what I do is get to the hotel, check in, go down the expressway 2 exits, and there's a Cracker Barrel, at least last time I saw, that had a charging station or two. Hope one of those is working. And sit for 30 minutes to get enough energy in the vehicle to do sightseeing, etc., meet up with some friends, and so forth. I can do all this. Sorry about that. I can do all this with my gas car and just refuel as I'm leaving the hotel to head back home. So for me, that doesn't quite work. Second is the price. The used ones are still pretty expensive price-wise at the price of new gasoline-powered vehicles, and even the Bolt at $26,000. It's just not there for me. So the price would have to come down, and I'll do another video on some of the incentives, but the bottom line is, you get a Bolt or any electric car, you're writing a check each month for that loan of the purchase price each and every month. The incentives do not at the time of purchase bring the sale price of the vehicle down. Third, if my gas car on a trip, and sometimes maybe once a year, I'll go on a 900-mile trip or 1,000, depending on my address to the address I'm going to, and I can stop 3 times for gas and probably 3 times for rest area and be on my way and not have to stop multiple times to plug up and get electricity in the vehicle. And when I do stop for gas, I can get right off the interstate, pull into the gas station, fill up, and be right back on the interstate. I understand some of the charging stations are off the beaten path, so to speak. And another time during the year, go about 200, 250 miles on vacation, family vacation. And same thing as the first illustration, having to look for charging stations. Now there's folks who electrics are terrific and they serve a great purpose, but for me personally, an electric just isn't there yet. Now, another factor, if my gas vehicle on a trip or even in town stops going, if it just quits on me, there's numerous auto repair shops that can diagnose and get it back on the road. With an electric that breaks down, you're stuck. You have very limited options to get it repaired and back on the road under warranty or not under warranty. So those factors for me, not yet, not an EV. The next factor is the life of the EV. There's two YouTubers I can name right off the top of my head. Hoovie of Hoovie's Garage. He bought a 2012-2013 Tesla and had just gone out of warranty when he bought it, and something with the battery pack that it wouldn't charge over 59% or 59 miles, something of that nature. New battery pack was going to cost upwards of $20,000, and he paid $22,000 for the car. So the longevity of the battery packs is another factor for me. Just at this point, how many 10-year-old EVs are on the road original battery packs? I don't know. Somebody can help me out. With the original battery packs and still plenty of life. So these are the factors, because I've been asked, John, why don't you get an EV? All you do is plug in when you get home, and you never have to go to a gas station. Well, I missed that one. When it's hot or cold outside, an EV I would drive the same way I drive my gas. It's cold, I turn on the heat, which I understand just makes the range on the vehicle plummet significantly. And in the summer when it's hot, I'll be turning on the AC. And as far as range anxiety, that's another factor. I don't have, I don't have that so much with my gas vehicle. And I know there's folks who just love their EVs, they'd never buy anything else. And for them, it fits a great purpose. In my case personally, just not ready. And then I'm asked, well, John, what would it take for you to buy an EV? Well, it would take faster charging times. I know there's one that 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. 15, 20 minutes, let's just make a range here. And free charging the first 2 years. But it's the price of that one, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or 6, I'm not sure which, that does that. And the price again. Even used, they seem to be substantially more expensive than a counterpart gasoline vehicle. So that's just me at this point. The range would have to be up there. The price would have to be down and more affordable. And I'd have to see after many years, not so much degradation of the battery where it holds substantially more of its charge over the long term. So, like I say, EVs, for a lot of folks, it's terrific. They wouldn't have another gas car. But for me, the driving I do and the circumstances of when it breaks down, because every car will break down at some point in no longer keep going and require repairs. So, not just Teslas, but any of the EVs that are out there, just this point in time, no. At some point in the future, very possibly. We shall see what happens, but this is what I've been asked and what I respond to as to, hey John, get an EV, join the crowd, don't have to buy gas, you don't have to do much except for tires and brakes at some point, and even brakes with the regenerative braking, your brakes last forever. I get it. Just for me at this point, not quite yet. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you check out my other car content. And have a good one. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'd like to see the channel grow. How far can we make the channel grow? You can help us do that. Until next time, take care.